You're watching The Wellness Hour, the leader in medical news and information. I'm Randy Alvarez. Today's topic, it's extreme makeovers, and we're talking about smile makeovers. According to my first guest, he says that if you don't like your smile and you change it, you could change your life. With us, we have Virginia's cosmetic dentist, Dr. Hawa. Dr. Hawa, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Randy.
Now, you brought a stack of photos, so we'll get into those in a moment. But for people that don't know you or your practice, who's your typical patient? And what are the different services you offer?
Well, we pretty much, offer all services that a dentist can offer. Our practice, can offer you from the simplest procedure as a cleaning all the way up to major surgeries and, cosmetic work, Invisalign, do sleep apnea treatments, implants, root canals, fillings, inlays, onlays. It's a variety of a bunch of, procedures that, like I said, most dentists have to offer.
Okay, good. Now, you do a lot of cosmetic dentistry.
I sure do.
In the practice.
Yes.
Who's coming in for cosmetic dentistry nowadays?
Well, unfortunately,
and define it. What is it?
Well, appearance in general. Before I come to cosmetic dentistry, appearance in general is a very important thing that a lot of people actually are not aware of the impact of how a good appearance can make on your life. I mean, you transforming the way you look can alter your entire perception of life, your outlook on it. I mean, it's, a bad appearance in general is a drawback. And a smile is one of those top 3 things that you can change to make your appearance look better. I mean, imagine just a person you look great, Randy. Imagine if I were to take your front tooth out. How would you look? Would you smile the way you do?
No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't. And that makes a huge difference in the appearance and your look.
You're a dentist. Of course you think the smile is important.
Well, of course I do. I mean, again, a smile is part of your overall appearance. And if the smile is not good, you're going to be holding back. You're not going to be smiling as wide as you do. I mean, I love your smile, by the way. You got a great smile there.
Thank you.
And again, I would assure you that if there was a little bit of a flaw in your smile, you wouldn't be showing those teeth, would you?
Could be.
Could be.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I take it for granted because my teeth have kind of pretty much been this way.
Well,
are there a lot of people that are miserable about their smile?
Of course. There are a lot of people walking around malls, streets that you look at, you think they're miserable, they're frowning all the time, and you just think they're just basically depressed people when they're not. There's actually probably something behind that smile that they just don't want anybody to see.
They're hiding their smile.
They're hiding their smile. Yes, and there's not a way to find out. I mean, it's very difficult to walk up to somebody who's like, "What are you all upset about?" And then this is where you got to really trigger the fact that we got to really evaluate ourselves and see what's bothering us about ourselves. And if you were to ask people, about what bothers them about themselves, the smile will probably come as one of the top 10 on their list.
Now, the patients, when they go in to see you,
yes,
do they tell you like immediately, this is what I don't like?
No.
Or they don't even know what they don't like?
No, they don't. And that's a problem as well. I mean, I've had patients that actually diagnose themselves. With Google these days, you can Google anything you want. It's, I call it the DIY, the do-it-yourself kind of deal, where people have killed themselves basically when they, run all the symptoms and all that stuff. And
so, as you say, self-diagnose, are there people that think they need veneers and really they need something else that's less expensive?
Absolutely. I've got a great story for you about that. I've got one patient that I've had actually almost 15 years ago, and this story always pops in my head. It's just a classical example of what happens on a daily basis. This patient, married, I can't really say happily married because she was complaining about the fact that she can't go out with her husband. She can't go
because of her teeth.
Because of her teeth. She said her husband's friends think she's just a snob. She doesn't want to talk to them. She's always like antisocial or something like that. But her teeth were really bothering her, and she's always kept to herself. She would, not go out with him. Basically, if he's got a function to go to or a dinner to attend or a meeting or whatever it is, she would elect to stay behind and just have him make up an excuse for her not being there. And she self-diagnosed herself as needing veneers, 10 veneers. With the price of veneers back then, it was about maybe $12,000 of treatment, and so she's decided to save up the money for it. She did. So she came up to my office around Christmas time of 2001, around that time. She walked in, she's like, "Doc, I know I need veneers. Here's $12,000, and I want to get them all done. And as quick as possible, hopefully before Christmas time." So, I looked at her, and then, in my mind, I was thinking, this patient does not need veneers. So I started explaining the process to her. You know, she could have gone to somebody else with her case having flared out teeth. You know, they could have carved down those teeth to little knobs and jeopardized the health of the...
And put veneers on there.
Put veneers on there, yes.
Okay.
But, you know, again, there's a lot of technical issues involved with that. You know, the veneers could chip off just because of the orientation of the way the teeth are, you know, situated in her mouth and all that. You know, I offered her to do Invisalign, which is about 60–70% off of the cost of veneers. Now, you can imagine how happy she was, considering Christmas was around the corner. She's got all that extra money to spend for gifts for her family. We started the treatment. You know, within 5–6 months, everything was almost aligned to where it should be. We gave her free bleaching, and she was very happy about that. The woman was in tears. She was so emotional, it's unreal. And when she actually came in for the last appointment, if I were to show you her pictures from before and after, just everything changed about her. Everything. Her hair, her makeup, her smile. You know, it was a kind of a guarded smile before. Now it's a wide smile. Like, look at me. Look at my smile. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it really is a life-changing situation. I mean, she's probably... One thing that she did actually mention, I wish I'd done that a long time ago, and I wish I'd actually taken the time to just get a consultation. And we offer free consultations. I mean, it doesn't cost you to come and talk to me. Let me explain to you what you need.
So in this case, I mean, because you said it off camera and on camera that small improvements can make a big difference.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't have to cost a lot of money.
It does not, no.
To have a great smile.
Yes, I mean, it could go from as simple as contouring, which is reshaping the shape of your teeth and whiten them up, you know, and it would change your smile completely. Very minimal changes. Well, let me back up to the start of the story. You know, when I was saying that she was not very social, she was not going out with her husband, everything completely changed. She's there with him in every function. I don't know if he likes that or not, you know, but, right. You know, I mean, in a way, for her, it was such a life-changing situation. Her whole life changed. Her husband's friends found out the real self who she is. You know, now they know that she's not that person who they thought she was. So one afternoon, Randy, her whole life was changed. And we see this with a lot of patients that come in through our practice. I mean, their life just changes.
Every single week.
Every single week.
But I feel like I could, you know, see veneers walking down the street.
Yeah, well, see, if you won't see any veneers coming out of my practice. When you see the patients walking out of my practice, you're not going to say they have veneers on. You're not going to tell. You might say there's something different about what they look, but you will not know that they've had veneers. I tell you that I have some patients that walked out with temporaries, and people couldn't tell that they have changed their teeth. Or maybe that's good.
So when I see, like, let's say the housewives shows with these big, giant veneers,
right.
Is that the dentist, or is that what they wanted?
Well, no. To create a good, nice smile, to create what people would want as a goal for themselves and a desire. You know, everybody's got different goals. You got different goals.
Yeah.
I've had people coming in, and I got to listen to them. I got to listen to their goals to make them achieve their goals. I want to see what they want, what their desires are, what their needs are, what is bothering them about their smile. So when I'm doing that, I'm custom designing that smile for them, just like custom designing a suit. It's a simple thing. And there's a lot of things involved in that. It's not just me, again, there's the labs. There are so many labs out there. You could send out your cases to cheap labs. You could be the Michelangelo of cosmetic dentistry, and you have a poor lab to work with. Well, guess what? You're going to be a poor Michelangelo because you're not going to be getting the results that you're wanting.
So certain teeth just don't look real?
Absolutely. Materials, choice. Absolutely.
But you say you don't raise the price.
I don't raise the price. I use the finest labs. We probably pay about 3 times what the average dentist pays for a veneer, and we keep our prices the same. Because, well, listen to it this way. I mean, I'm actually saving money because I'm not having to redo these cases. My time in the chair is money as well. When I do it one time, and it's that one time, and you're out that door and you're happy about it, that's good for me. Even though I'm paying more for the labs, but I'm saving a lot of money that way. You know, you're satisfied, you're happy, and it's a one-time shot. You're not going to keep coming back and forth into my practice, you know, wanting to change something about it. And even if you did, we'll honor anything you want. You know, we're happy to provide you with whatever service that you're wanting for yourself.
I talked to Joe, who you know, is a partner in the practice with you, and he says patients love him. He's funny, he's engaging.
Well, I mean,
and you crack some jokes over there.
Well,
you don't seem like a dentist, by the way.
Well, I mean, you know, it's hard to be a dentist. It's statistics say that
Nobody likes a dentist, right?
Yes, and I don't know about the statistics here, but I've heard that a while back there was a survey done, and dentists were like #1 about most feared people. We beat the tax man. I mean, you know.
Do you hear it, by the way? Like, no offense, doctor?
Oh,
I don't like
all the time. Oh, the whole, yeah, I mean, no offense, I don't like dentists. I mean, nobody likes to come in and experience pain. And that's
right.
another misconception, that a lot of times people think that cosmetic dentistry is painful. And it's actually one of the things that can stop people from coming into the dentist as well.
Right.
And it's not. We have a lot of technologies out there now. Invisalign is one of them, straighten out teeth without any wires, without anything. We have non-prep veneers. Now, it's not for everybody, again, but you wouldn't know that.
You're big on these no-prep veneers.
Yes.
Which basically go on top of the teeth.
Absolutely. It's like a laminate.
Okay.
Yes. And there's no temporaries involved. There's no shots involved. I mean, basically, it's a simple process. Well, it's not a simple. To you, it's a simple process. For me, it's just another case of going through the checklist. And again, I want to.
And they look real.
And they look real.
Now, you brought photos.
Yes, I did.
Now, these are not your patients, but they're samples of what can be done.
Exactly.
So let's take a look.
All right. Well, we can bring out the first one here. That's actually a non-prep veneer case. You can look at it. Now, the first thing you would notice in that photo, Randy, and the before photo, what would you see? Well, tell me about her smile. What would you think about her smile?
Well, I guess it has some spaces.
Okay. How about her whole face? Is she smiling big to you? Does she look like?
She's smiling pretty big, yes.
All right. Well, how about if I were to show you what she would look like after?
Okay.
And with her smile, look at her eyes before and after.
So this is the ad. Oh, they're very
Exactly.
nice.
Yes. Now look at the smile. Look at the hair. Everything changes about these people. The minute you do some minor alterations. Now, like you said, some people might be fine with the spaces between their teeth. Not everybody's bothered by them, right? But a lot of people don't tell you. Like, for example, if somebody's got bad breath,
Yeah.
all right, or somebody's got a little piece of food stuck between their teeth, most of us won't say anything about it. People in general do not. They're just a bit sensitive about that issue. They're not going to walk up to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. But you wouldn't know that, there's something that could make your smile look better unless you ask that question. And the only way you ask that question, or you...
So is this common, though, by the way, people that are driven crazy by the spaces in between their teeth?
Of course. All the time. And spaces are, if you look...
This is an easy one to fix?
It is. It's a very easy one to fix. And actually, for not prep veneers and for cases for Invisalign, that's about probably the simplest you could do. It's non-invasive as well. There's no... The fear factor of dentistry is out of that
when I look
picture.
at this is just veneers on top of her teeth.
That's right. Now, one thing we do in my practice that I haven't mentioned to you yet,
Okay.
we didn't talk about that, is we can actually provide you with kind of like a preview or like not wax up. A lot of dentists do wax ups. I could give you a preview picture of what your teeth would look like just by taking a pre-op photo, and I send it to my lab, and my lab will actually put the veneers on the photo and send it back to us, and I can show you how you.
Like a professional photo of what they're going to
Exactly.
look like.
Minimal cost, very minimal. We don't charge the patients, but whatever the lab charges us. This way, you could actually make a very good decision about whether you were going to like what you see or you don't. Okay, well, let me show you this photo here. It's not one of my patients, but it's a classical photo of what comes in our practice, and they come in almost on a weekly basis.
All right.
That's what you see. You see a gummy smile. Not a very wide smile. You got a little bit of a black triangle corridor. That's where you see a black hole when you smile in the sides of your lips.
So when you see a patient like this, what do you see?
Okay, now usually we go through a checklist. I mean, we do our diagnosis. We leave no stone unturned.
Okay.
We take a look at everything. First thing we look at is the gum. We've got laser that we take care of all that. We kind of very delicately remove the excess gum tissue off the teeth, and once that's done, the patient's already see the value of what they're getting. Then we move to step 2, which is the teeth. We custom design special veneers for her. We go over the colors that she would like and that would fit her face, her, the texture of her skin and the color of her skin and all that. And the end results are usually magnificent. Just look at the post-operative photo. She's smiling wider. Even look at her eyes. She's got her hair straighter.
She looks younger.
She looks more sophisticated. I don't know that person, but I assure you that she's more approachable now. She's more self-confident of herself. I mean, it changed her. It changes people tremendously. So I got this patient that came in and had the same scenario. Gummy smile, yellow teeth. She was actually missing a couple of teeth as well. Just recently got married about a couple of years ago. She told me that in her wedding pictures, she didn't smile at all. You know, it bothered her. She didn't like her smile. And, you know, who wouldn't smile in their wedding pictures, right?
Yeah.
So she asked me what I could do for her. We went over, again, checklist, whatever we could do, explained everything to her. Gave me the okay to do the procedure. We did it. So basically, we fixed her gummy smile. We fixed her with porcelain veneers. And then the last appointment, once we delivered those veneers, this is the happy moment, the happy hour. The hour that I'm always looking forward to is giving her the mirror to see her reaction. And the minute she saw them, I mean, tears are just flowing down her eyes, you know? She was just ecstatic. She couldn't believe how nice she looked. So what does she do? She goes and she redoes the entire wedding again, pictures and all. And before she
goes and does a ceremony again.
She does, and she redoes her wedding pictures because she wasn't smiling before in her wedding. And actually, let me go back a little bit. Her husband, when he saw her, he had a couple of missing teeth. She brought him in. I mean, they were like, you know, we fixed him up. He had, I think, a couple of missing teeth. We went ahead and filled those up for him with very non-invasive dentistry. Very happy, power couple, you know, redid their wedding. Great story, you know. I mean, it's very happy.
So it does, I mean, for certain people, it is a big transformation in their life.
Absolutely, absolutely. It is a huge transformation. I think it's probably, well, probably the most powerful thing that you could do to people is changing the way they look and feel about themselves. They're more confident about themselves. You know, they feel the approachability.
So their charisma
Exactly.
is back.
Absolutely. Yes. I mean, it's...
Now, you know, people need to know, I'm not trying to side with you at all. I'm just asking the questions. But people travel, and I mean, even royal families travel for you to do their work.
Absolutely.
Their cosmetic dentistry.
Yes. I've had people from all over the world come in and have done their teeth, fixed their smiles, and it's mostly word of mouth. You're happy, you tell somebody from your family, from your friends, and it just, you know, when you're happy, you tell people about it. When you're not.
Now, you want to be a dentist at 7 years old, I think you said to me.
That's true.
How does a 7-year-old want to be a dentist?
Well, there's a lot behind that. I mean, you know, my mother had a lot of dental issues when I was younger, and I remember my dad's friend was a dentist. He used to call him midnight and come in the house and literally, you know, put my mama instead of put her under this, you know, the kitchen light and look at her teeth, and right then I knew that, you know, it hit home with me.
Something you wanted
exactly. To do. It's something that I.
Now, you have 7 kids.
I do.
Do any of them want to be a dentist?
One.
Okay, good.
Yes, one of them wants to be a dentist. As a matter of fact, when she was 4 years old, you know, we used to have her own TV and all that stuff, and she got a hold of some of my DVDs, and we walk in on her, and she has my DVDs inside.
Watching dental videos.
Yeah, watching surgeries. I'm like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be watching cartoons, right? But you know, I mean, I'm all supportive. Whatever makes them happy.
All right, now, you know, back to the topic, but
sure.
You say change your smile, you can change your life.
Absolutely.
Change how people perceive you.
Absolutely.
How they react to you.
Absolutely.
You brought some more photos.
Yes. Now I could go over, this is again, not one of my patients, but it's something that we could do in our practice and to show how powerful a smile redesign can do for you. If you look at her before picture, look at her again, look at the facial expressions, look at her eyes, look at her mouth, look at her lip line. Not a very happy person. I mean, yeah, she's smiling, but it seems like it's fake. A lot of these patients, you know, they have to learn how to smile.
Like she's covering a little bit of the bottom of her teeth.
Right.
So I mean, probably something going on there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've had a lot of people that actually told me, you know, we had to learn how to smile again. Because, you know, I mean, the mouth is surrounded with musculature and stuff, and you haven't used those muscles for quite a while. You don't use your bicep for a long time. You're going to have to exercise the muscle. It's the same thing. And, you know, once they get a nice smile, they're literally standing in front of mirrors and just, you know.
They tell you this?
Oh yeah. I've had a guy that started doing that. He almost got in a car wreck, actually. He said, I was so happy with my, you know, with my smile. I could just picture it, you know. You just picture him driving around and he's looking in the rearview mirror, like a beautiful smile. And next thing it was like a car stopped in front of him. He's like last minute brakes, you know. But
so if you don't like your smile, and we're short on time, but if you don't like your smile, I mean, that's your main point. You could do something about it affordably.
Absolutely.
It doesn't have to always just be veneers.
No, it's not. No. And again, you know, don't self-diagnose. It's we offer free consultations. You come in and talk to me. I'll be more than happy. I listen. And I spend more time with my patients, listening to them and talking to them, than I actually do actual treatments. I've had patients that were already ready, flipping out their checks and everything, and I say, no, I'm not convinced that you really know what we're doing here. I want you to be aware of everything and how this is going to change you. I want you to be convinced. You have to be convinced. It's not about the investment, not monetary investment. It's a life investment. We carry a lot of accessories around. Nice watches, everything, with the ladies, the Coach bags and the Chanel, this and that, and all that. Your smile, it's the ultimate accessory. You carry it around with you all the time.
Good point.
It doesn't matter what you're wearing, what you have on. You could be in a bathing suit, but your smile is there with you.
Now, your office is in this beautiful area. I've only seen pictures of it. And it's a very high-end area.
It sure is, yeah.
Now, you must see these people that their skin looks great, their hair, women, but they've got an old smile. Do you see that?
All the time.
Because after we talked on the telephone, I could see it. So why is it that people will take care of their skin, their nails, they've got the car, the house, the whole bit, but they don't take care of their smile? Is it the fear of the dentist? What's your take on it?
It's a combination. It's fear of the dentist. It's unawareness of how important. A lot of people are unaware how powerful that smile is. And again, if you look at the statistics of what's the number one thing that people look for in a relationship, or a person that they're, wanting to be involved in a relationship with, and the smile is like the number one thing. If not the number one thing, it's one of the top three. I assure you that. And you see that all the time, Randy. It's all over the place. It's not just in our area. It's all over the world. Our perception of each other starts with a smile. We judge ourselves. Our social judgment of people is based on a smile. We're in elections time right now. I don't want to talk too much about that because we're running out of time, but elections. There have been studies that have been done here in San Diego and UC Irvine, and Princeton University. Just to give you the end result of it was the candidates with the better smile, better appearance, better charisma were the ones that won the votes. There was, in 2000, 2002, 2004 congressional elections, the outcome was predetermined just based on the looks of the candidates. What does that tell you?
Well, it's true. I mean, our current president, great
smile. Exactly, beautiful
right?
smile, yes.
I mean, Jimmy Carter, they said he won the election just because of his smile.
Yes.
And we really are out of time, but I know you said you really wanted to bring these photos.
Right.
So they're not your patients, but they're samples of what's possible.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely. So here's another case that's a typical patient. So this is very common. Look at what that smile, the makeover, what it has done to her, to her whole face, to her whole appearance. Everything looks better about these people once they've done their smile makeover. Everything.
It's a good point.
It is. And again, with patients walking in my practice, the minute I put those temporary veneers on, they come back the next appointment for the permanent ones, they're already transformed. Already. Big smiles. Even
really?
With the some of them have taken pictures, posted them on Instagram, Facebook, and people are already wondering, what did you do? It's just a temporary
They start
phase.
doing selfies on Facebook.
Absolutely, yes, and that's a pretty scary thing. I mean, you don't want somebody falling off a cliff doing that, right? Well, I had this one patient that came in, and this is a bit of a funny story. She came in, and she was pretty much rushing me, and I don't like that. I don't like to be rushed. And she was just like, Doc, listen, I don't have time. I want this all changed. I don't like this. I don't like what it's doing to me, and I've got a big event coming up. I'm like, well, what kind of event? What time frame are we looking for? Because time is of essence, I mean, depending on what you need, it could take up to 6 months. She's like, no, you gotta do a quick fix here. I don't care what you do, but my mother-in-law is a stage 4 cancer patient, and she's dying, and I'm not gonna go to the funeral looking like this. So in one afternoon, all I had to do for her is do non-prep veneers that, we just put on without any anesthetic, without any kind of temporary phase or anything like that. So in one afternoon, her life was changed. She got what she asked for. We didn't have to carve down her teeth. She had pretty small teeth, already pretty much carved out themselves, and we just put on these nice laminate veneers, non-prep veneers, and boom, she's beautiful. She's happy. She's looking at her photo and she can't believe I've never seen her again. Okay, well here's another. Again, this is not one of my patients, but it's just to show you what we could do for a younger patient. A patient that has smaller teeth, a little bit of spaces in between her teeth. Another case where we don't have to carve down on the teeth, we don't have to damage the teeth. They stay nice and healthy, and we put in a layer of non-prep veneers that fit her smile. She's smiling better, she looks better.
Completely different look.
Absolutely, and she was so happy. That was a gift. I had a patient with the same scenario that graduated high school, and her dad actually offered that he actually took out a loan to pay for hers. And I really admired that father. He really went out of his way to make his daughter happy. It was the best probably gift she could ever have. And it changed her life. She's going to go to college, you know. It's nice. It's helpful for these kids. It's not, you know.
And they smile more.
Of course,
when
yeah.
you like your, it's like
you
anything
become
else.
more approachable. I mean,
Okay.
you know, and this is something that's really important. I mean, a lot of people are not being approached by others just because of the way they present themselves. And
Like
when they're
grumpy
not
or something.
smiling, yeah, you look grumpy. I had that happen to me in dental school. I was just standing thinking about something, and this guy is looking at me, and I'm a pretty nice guy. I can't say that about myself, but you know, but this guy is looking there. He was sitting in the chair. I wasn't aware of it. He's like, "What's that frown for?" And then I realized that sometimes we don't realize that people are actually watching our demeanor, and it makes you unapproachable. But when you've got a very good, confident smile, you're smiling all the time.
So we're completely out of time.
Well, can I show you just one more sample?
Okay, one more.
All right. Well, this case here, again, it's not my patient, but it was provided to me by the company that makes the no Prep Veneers.
Okay.
Okay? If you look at it, look at the photo before. An old, aged smile. Person is young. Now, she's got a gap in the center between her teeth. She's got discolored teeth. You can see there's some breaking out dentistry in the back part of her teeth. That's all very obvious with her smile. And her smile is, again, what you notice with most of these patients is that the smile is guarded. It's not a full smile.
Okay.
And she's a young person. So with her, look at the after. Look at the smile difference. Look how much different she is. I mean, she looks like the CEO of a company now.
That's true.
Yeah, she's more, the smile shows that she's more confident.
And before she just looked like everybody.
Exactly.
Regular.
And you know, it's not only the confidence. People look more competent. They do look more competent. And you know,
Good point.
Right? If
She
you look
looks
at the,
more intelligent. Almost.
absolutely, she's the kind of person that you would come up and ask a question, that a very educated, valid question.
We really are out of time. But final message: somebody watching this, they don't like their smile, or maybe they think they're too far gone. Right? What do you say to them?
Well, give us a call. Let's talk about it. And if you have financial issues or you think it's too expensive, it might not be, and we can work with you on that. It's just picking up the phone, call us up, and we'll talk all about it and discuss it with you.
And you say everybody always says, "I should have done this years ago."
Oh, absolutely. And this is the main thing. Don't waste any more time.
And these patients, I think you told me. I mean, it's like they want to hug you when it's all done.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They send you things, cards.
Oh yes, they send cards. I've had, right at this moment, I'm trying to drop some pounds. They send me donuts and all of that stuff I don't need. So we lay it over to the staff.
All right, I want to thank you for coming to the show.
Oh, thanks a lot,
Great
Randy.
info.
Thank you.
You've been watching The Wellness Hour. I'm Randy Alvarez. For now, I wish you good health.
Thanks for watching The Wellness Hour, the leader in medical news with your host, Randy Alvarez, the authority on health issues.